Hi, my name is Michael Flanakin. I'm from Microsoft on the Microsoft Cost Management team. I basically spend most of my time trying to bring FinOps into Microsoft, help the teams inside of Microsoft to understand from tooling to services how FinOps can help their customers, and then also work with customers to help them understand how Microsoft tools and services are there to just support them in their journey to implement FinOps. So I first got involved with Focus in late 2022. This is actually right before we joined the foundation. We were having conversations about how we should get engaged, and I was super excited, especially about Focus, because I see that it solves some of the core challenges that I know that our customers are facing. So once Focus did come to be in 2023, I joined the steering committee. And I also joined as a maintainer, and I'm very deeply involved. Probably one of the more active members that's in there, just because this is such an important area that we really need to make progress on. My interest in getting involved in Focus really comes back to challenges that I know that our customers face. Um, Microsoft has been around, and we've been in the cloud game for a long time. We have a lot of different types of customers. There's different types of accounts that customers have. They have different needs. And as I've had conversations with customers over the years and starting to hear about some of the challenges that they've had with the data, especially as customers start moving from different types of accounts, what I started to realize is there's a lot of the fundamental challenges come from this data. And then hearing as customers move from one cloud provider or one vendor tool to another, like they didn't have that common understanding of the common terminology and the way that the data worked. And I just saw this as the way to really clean that up and give that not just for the cross cloud customers out there, but also for the practitioners who are single cloud. It gives them a lot of the learning and that foundation that they can use to really accelerate not just their FinOps efforts, but also their careers. The biggest challenge within the Focus working groups is really about getting that common understanding of what are the things that we're actually trying to define here. Because each cloud does things differently, and then we start to bring in SaaS providers. There's concept of on-prem that comes up from time to time. There's all these different overlapping constructs, and just making sure that we're all on the same page when we talk about them to make sure that we have the right definition. There's a bit of a joke because we think that often there's something new that comes up and we're like, okay, we're going to define a new column for this thing. It's like, everybody does this, so it's going to be an easy one. But those are famous last words, but it's a lot of fun to go through. Service category is probably the first one that really comes to mind. I think it's something new that seems obvious and it feels like everybody's got it, but actually not quite. There's a little nuance to that in how it spans a lot of the usage. So in Azure, we have this column called meter category. Service category feels similar to that. But actually it behaves a lot differently because it allows you to categorize all of your virtual machine costs into this large compute bucket, and service name along with that, right? Whereas traditionally within our native Azure data, it gets split across compute, network, and storage costs, right? So seeing that all get bundled up together so that you can get a more complete picture of your data makes that super interesting. But I've also got a lot of other favorites. Pricing category is a super interesting one. And then also just the three different cost columns that we have for list costs, contracted costs, and effective costs specifically, allow you, together those things allow you to calculate the savings that you have, whether that be rate optimization savings that you're getting from commitment discounts or maybe negotiated discounts that you might have. The combination of those things is super powerful. The first step is really just getting the data. Now, I think it really depends on what tools you're using. If you're using the tools directly from your provider, whether that's Microsoft or one of those other guys, Get the data directly from the provider so you can get that focus data and start to familiarize yourself with it. If you're using a vendor, talk to the vendor. Let them know how important it is to you to be able to get that, because you know the power of focus is not just in providers delivering the data to practitioners directly or through vendors. The the value of focus comes in when every practitioner is working with focus. And then the conversations that happen between practitioners, the engineering teams, business, finance, when we all get on that same page and they're speaking that same language, that's the value that we're going to see out of focus. If I send one message out, it's start using focus. We need people to start adopting focus, using focus, giving us feedback. Um, this is one thing that I've been shouting from the rooftops as much as I can. We need more practitioners giving us feedback within the focus working group so that we can just improve it. We need to make sure that we have the right priorities. Like there's so many things that we need to go define. Uh, I think we've got about half of our columns in focus, and there's a lot more to go. And this is a fantastic milestone. I'm so proud to see all the top four cloud providers are all supporting focus. I was incredibly excited. The steering committee met in February, and I told them I wanted us all to stand on stage and just announce this together. We didn't quite do that, but at least everybody was on stage and we announced it sequentially. That was great to see. So super proud about that. Now it's on practitioners. We need practitioners to start adopting it, start using it, start giving us feedback. The vendors that are out there, start adopting it. Get it from the providers. Give it to your practitioners. That's really where we're going to start to see that value.